Welcome to Trend Guards. I'm your host, and in today's explainer, we are cutting right through the hype to look at the first week of August 2026. This is a week where AI policy, next-gen technology, and hardware are literally colliding. From massive EU fines finally going live to secretive White House cyber meetings, we're going to break down exactly what happened, how we know it, and, most importantly, why it matters for the industry.
To really grasp the scale of this current news cycle, I want you to start with just one number: 12,000. Right now, over 12,000 AI leaders and developers are gathered in Las Vegas for the AI 4 conference. And, while navigating Vegas in August is an endurance test all on its own, this event is serving as the physical backdrop for a series of massive, industry-altering announcements that are happening simultaneously all over the globe.
Global AI policy frameworks are currently converging at absolutely breakneck speed. Just look at this timeline. On August 2nd, the EU AI Act became fully enforceable. 2 days later, on August 4th, the White House Office of the National Cyber Director held a highly critical meeting. And then, on August 5th, the AI Policy 100 list officially dropped.
So what is that exactly? Released today at the conference, the AI Policy 100 is an independent ranking put together by Regulating AI. They've mapped out exactly where the actual tangible regulatory power sits in 2026. This is a real game changer because it pivots our focus completely away from the usual tech CEOs who dominate all the headlines, and it puts the spotlight on the actual regulators, the legal scholars, and the standards bodies who are, right now, writing the rules for the next decade. As reported and directly confirmed by Bloomberg, CNBC, and the New York Post, the Office of the National Cyber Director hosted staff-level representatives from major AI developers. We're talking OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, and Meta. They were brought in and briefed on a brand new cybersecurity review framework for frontier models. And by frontier models, I mean the absolute most advanced, cutting-edge AI systems out there. Crucially, this meeting and the resulting framework were triggered directly by that recent expansive OpenAI cyber attack. It prompted an immediate U.S. government response to try and secure these models before they hit public deployment. Now, let's take a second to separate fact from speculation here. It is confirmed that this meeting occurred, and we know a cybersecurity framework was discussed, one that reports describe as voluntary on paper but mandatory in practice. But what remains unknown? Well, the specifics. The administration hasn't released the actual testing metrics, the exact reporting requirements, or what details these companies will be forced to disclose to the public. We just don't have those answers yet. So this regulatory framework? It's no longer just theoretical. As of August 2nd, it has serious teeth. Under Article 50 of the Act, enterprises now face a very strict transparency obligation. You must, without exception, inform users when they're interacting with AI, like a customer service chatbot, or if they're viewing deepfake content. And the penalty for hiding this? A massive statutory fine of up to 15 million euros, or 3% of your global turnover, whichever is higher. That is a huge financial risk for any enterprise that isn't paying attention.
According to a brand new research paper covered by Champaign magazine, an internal unreleased version of OpenAI's next major model family, which goes by the code name Astra, successfully solved 10 previously unresolved problems in mathematics and theoretical computer science. 10 of them. To really ground ourselves in the technical reality of what that actually means, we need to quickly define what an open math problem is. This is a problem in theoretical computer science or math that has historically resisted resolution by human mathematicians, sometimes for years or even decades. So, by solving 10 of these, the Astra model isn't just achieving, a high standard benchmark score on a test, it is making a measurable, net new contribution to human mathematical knowledge.
But while solving theoretical math is a staggering jump in capability, we have to look at what this actually means for us right now. The confirmed fact here is the published paper documenting these 10 theoretical math solutions by an internal Astra model. What's unknown is how these highly specialized, abstract reasoning skills are going to translate to a public consumer rollout. It's a major advancement for sure, but we cannot yet verify how this translates to everyday enterprise or consumer applications. We just have to wait and see.
According to an exclusive report by Reuters, DeepSeek is actively developing its own custom AI chips. The stated goal here is a direct, strategic pivot to secure hardware independence. They're actively attempting to reduce their heavy reliance on Nvidia silicon and directly bypass the strict US export restrictions that limit their access to top-tier compute power. And this illustrates a massive shift in industry demand.
Historically, the focus has always been on training compute, those massive hardware clusters dominated by Nvidia that are used to actually build the models. But DeepSeek's custom chip is reportedly optimized specifically for inference compute. Inference is the hardware required to actually run the models once they're already deployed. Because model weights are becoming cheaper and far more open, the new bottleneck isn't building the model, it's the physical hardware required to run them at scale.
For the enterprise decision makers watching, here are the 4 indisputable, verified facts you need to take away from this explainer. First, the White House ONCD is aggressively pushing pre-release security reviews for frontier models. Second, those EU AI Act transparency fines are strictly active right now. Third, OpenAI's internal Astra model has demonstrated measurable net new mathematical reasoning. And fourth, DeepSeek is actively pursuing silicon hardware independence. Together, these facts definitively prove that the primary bottlenecks in AI have shifted. They're moving away from just model creation and squarely toward regulatory compliance and hardware control.
So consider this for your own business strategy. Which regulatory framework will have the most immediate impact on your enterprise AI deployment? Will you be hit first by the financial teeth of the EU AI Act or those emerging US cybersecurity mandates? The rules of the next decade are quite literally being written right now. Thanks for joining this explainer on TrendGuards, and as always, stay focused on the facts.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.